Everybody, Brian Neubert here again from goldenblack.com. Sorry, I got confused about where I worked there for a second. Here in the old home office once again. As you may or may not have heard by now, Purdue has landed a basketball commitment from Fletcher Loyer from Homestead High School in Fort Wayne via Clarkston, Michigan. It is Purdue's first class of 2022 basketball commitment, and I figured I would just hop on here to give you a couple of quick thoughts about him and urge you to go to goldenblack.com tonight for much more on Fletcher Loyer and all of that stuff. So here's a quick little Golden Black Radio Express basketball recruiting edition, I guess you'd call it. It's brought to you by our friends at Follows Purdue Bookstores, Purdue Federal Credit Union, the 6th Street Dive Restaurant, First Source Bank, East End Grill, the Charters Team Remax Ability Plus, and the Whitaker Inn over in West Lafayette. Please keep them in mind once again, even as things open back up and then potentially, quiet down again. Please keep our restaurants in mind here these next couple weeks and months. Anyway, Purdue has gotten a commitment from Fletcher Loyer. Who is Fletcher Loyer, you might ask? I have the answer to that question. He is a 6'4"-ish guard. I'd call him a shooting guard. I think he can definitely play point guard at the next level. He is straight out of central casting for Purdue basketball. By that I mean he is very much cut from the same cloth as Dakota Mathias, Ryan Klein, people like that. He has a chance to be an elite shooter, I think, but he's a very well-rounded scorer in addition to being a very good shooter. He can make pull-ups, he can make runners, he can take people off the dribble. He uses both hands extremely effectively, both as a really savvy ball handler and finisher around the basket. When he gets among bigger people, he is just a very, very crafty all-around player, very much a high IQ sort of offensive player. Will have some limitations defensively probably, but he is smart. He's a step ahead of people. He has quick hands on defense. He anticipates well. Very, very comparable to those two guys I mentioned before, Dakota Mathias and Ryan Klein, though perhaps even with a little bit more upside than those guys, because I think he might be a little bit more well-rounded as a scorer than both of those guys, and I think he's got a little bit more to him in terms of athleticism, quickness, and whatnot. So he's a very good passer, much like both of those guys, but he is very much in line with some of the elite shooters Purdue has had over the last few years. I saw him play 3 times this summer, braved the COVID jungle to go out to see him play specifically. The competition wasn't always the greatest, but you saw what you needed to see, and a lot of colleges did too, because he had some major offers already. Michigan offered him early, Notre Dame offered him early, Utah came all the way out here to offer him, Missouri offered him. You know what Conzo Martin likes in players. Purdue obviously offered him, and I can't remember the other one, but there were 6, and I think I only mentioned 5. But this was a very important get for Purdue, a really, really important one. Purdue recognized an ideal fit in this kid right away. This kid recognized the fit even sooner, and that speaks volumes about what he's all about as a player. He will be a very good player at Purdue, if you ask me. A really good player. I think he can do a lot of different things systematically. I think, Purdue has to be a good offensive program to keep winning the way it's been winning. And I think this is a really good offensive player, a really, really valuable offensive player, a guy who will be an asset to Purdue basketball during his 4 years or however long it is he's in the program. Just a really important get. Really nice to start off this class with an early commitment from an absolute priority, but also a guy who's versatile enough where you can take a lot of different other guys with him because he can play the 1, he can play the 2, he can play the 3, he can do a lot of different things. He makes people better around him. This is going to be a weird recruiting cycle because Purdue has 4 scholarships. Transfer reform is coming, so you have reason to sign more than you have. Seniors can now return, though, so you have reason to sign less than you can. There will be no evaluation periods, so you have all of this convergence of all these bizarre things happening. Just a really, really positive thing to get an absolute A-list kind of guy for Purdue this early in the game. And he is a player that you're going to see, I think Purdue fans are really going to like. I think you see him right now ranked as like a top 140 guy, 3-star recruit on Rivals.com. He will not finish up there. I can almost guarantee you that. Once people see him the way I've seen him, I think you will see a guy who moves into that top 100 to top 75 very easily, has that 4-star next to his name, and as we all know, that's all that matters. So that's kind of what I got about Fletcher Loyer. I can't really say anything but positive things about this player. I've seen him play more than most people. I know Purdue basketball, I think, better than most on the outside looking in, and I can tell you this kid is perfect for Purdue. This kid is going to be a really good player, and that's kind of what I got here. So there'll be much more coverage to come at goldenblack.com tonight and for the many, many months to come on Fletcher Loyer. If you haven't checked us out yet and you're interested, we have a deal going on right now where you can get $75 worth of free swag, either Nike or Adidas, with the purchase of a 1-year membership to our site. If you're interested, please check that out. Or if you have any questions, email me at bneubert@goldenblack.com. That's NEUBERT@goldenblack.com. So that's what I got for now, guys. Appreciate your time. Please check out our site tonight. And once again, this has been a Golden Black Radio Express. I forgot to call it a simulcast. That's what I'm calling them when I put them on video, too. It's brought to you by Fox, Purdue Bookstores, Purdue Federal Credit Union, the 6th Street Dive Restaurant, First Source Bank, East End Grill, the Charters Team Remaxability Plus, and the Whitaker Inn. So also want to mention our simulcast sponsor, the Purdue Union Club Hotel, which is really nice from what I hear. And if you're planning to come to campus anytime soon, you might want to check that out if you're interested in looking for a place to sleep and stuff. So the Purdue Union Club Hotel is supposed to be really cool. Please check it out. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later.